Hey guys, Kyle here with another episode of Kyle2U. Today we are at the nation's capital once again for PBS's special, the National Memorial Day Concert. We've got a ton of great guests for you lined up, including Robert Patrick, Five for Fighting, and more. So stay tuned and you'll like it. Okay, so I am here with the legendary Robert Patrick.
Oh, that's a bunch of baloney. There's nothing legendary about me. Are you kidding me?
Well, I've got to say, you're currently starring in the CBS hit Scorpion. I'm sorry, and you've been in a large number of roles in a large number of iconic movies. Most importantly for me, though, has been as John Doggett in The X-Files.
John Doggett in The X-Files. That's an interesting call.
Yes, sir. That is
Did you know
my
that?
favorite.
John Doggett in The X-Files. That's right. I did play that guy, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
God, it seems so long ago.
Does it?
Yeah. It really is a long time ago.
Are you any info for us about maybe Doggett returning to?
I don't know what happened to Doggett. Doggett's busy. Mm-hmm. Whatever Doggett's doing, he's real busy. Robert Patrick, the actor's committed to his CBS show Scorpion Monday nights 10 o'clock on CBS. Not that he couldn't,
pop in
maybe and loan himself out for an episode. We don't know. It's all scheduling and all that kind of stuff. But I certainly admire and I have a lot of gratitude to Chris Carter for giving me a shot as a series lead on a TV show. Mm-hmm. And I had a wonderful experience doing The X-Files.
And you did amazingly.
I worked with two of the most beautiful women in show business, mm-hmm. Annabeth Gish and Gillian Anderson. And I had a wonderful, wonderful experience. So if we could figure a way to do it, you never say never.
Right.
Especially in show business.
Right. Well,
you never say never.
I'll say I'm super hoping for that. So
well, let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yes, sir. So with the Memorial Day, you're giving a very touching tribute.
Did you see my rehearsal?
I did. Were
you touched?
I was touched.
That's just a rehearsal, man.
Wait
till I do it. Wait till I do it real. Wait till I get. Wait.
So what is your inspiration for that? Where is that coming from?
I have a grandfather that's no longer with us that died in 1963. He was a career soldier, got a Bronze Star. World War I broke out, and he enlisted, got in, and went and served. And when World War I was over, he look at that. There he is. There he is in his football uniform.
Oh wow!
At University of New Hampshire. Check that out. My grandpappy playing football in 1920, something like that. So anyway, when World War I was over, he went to college, and then when World War II broke out, he re-enlisted, and he stayed in the Army and became a lieutenant colonel. Korean War. He unfortunately got cancer during Vietnam, and he passed away in 1963. But my earliest memories are of him in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. It's interesting to me that my career, I've been able to play so many military guys, mm-hmm. and I think partly is my relationship I had with him before he passed away, and it had a profound effect on me. And anytime I can do anything to show gratitude to the men and women of the armed forces, I take full advantage of it. And around here this time of year, this is Memorial Day, so we're talking about men and women who have sacrificed their lives. Mm-hmm. So the Gold Star moms, if you can just see a Gold Star mom, you give them a hug. If anything you can do to recognize and acknowledge with sincerity the loss that they've suffered for this country, and show some appreciation and gratitude, it's a big deal for any of us and all of us. Memorial Day is not about buying a car or any of that stuff, or any Memorial Day sales, whatever they have. Even though capitalism is a part of our country that we enjoy, it's really about making sure you take the time to thank and show some appreciation for these people that have given their life.
Absolutely.
So that's the cool part, and that's what I try to focus on. Certainly, part of Memorial Day is also exercising your freedom and liberty and enjoying it, because that's what the soldiers, that's what they fight for.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want you to have that freedom to live your life the way you choose to do it.
Yes,
so
sir.
we need to, all that has to kind of be. I think we do a pretty good job as a nation of celebrating Memorial Day. So
absolutely, thank you. How's it feel to be doing this today, Scotty?
It feels good. They asked us to come out here and sing, and it's jumped at the opportunity. It's least I can do is come out here and sing a song to honor the folks out there that paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. So glad to be here this weekend.
And what song are you going to be singing?
A song called "The Dash." It's a song that kind of talks about military servicemen that went out there and served their country and ended up paying the ultimate sacrifice. But talks about how it's not when you're born, when you die, it's about what you do in between and the legacy you're leaving behind. And obviously those folks are leaving behind quite a legacy.
Awesome. And then what are you looking forward to most besides yourself in this show?
Oh my goodness! Well, there's plenty of acts. I got here late last night and listened to just one or two people rehearse, and it was awesome sounding. So I'll be side stage the whole night just watching. Some folks will be in the dressing room. I like to take it all in, so I'll be over there taking it in, enjoying it.
And what are you doing in D.C.? Are you doing anything else besides the show? Are you taking in any local sites or anything?
I'll walk around a little bit for sure. We it's one of those towns you can't ever do everything, but I've done a few things before. Got other few things to knock off the bucket list, but we'll walk around a little bit this afternoon and check it out.
Nice. Do some historical stuff?
Yeah, man. Take it all in, the sites and monuments and memorials, so yeah.
So I'm here with Ronan Tynan at the National Memorial Day concert. Ronan, you were performing, and what song are you going to be performing?
I'm performing On Eagle's Wings, which I feel that for the day that's in it is the most appropriate song to sing, and I'm dedicating it to the military families and to the men and women who have given their lives unconditionally for us. And it's a huge honour, and I'm humbled to do it. And also it's a tribute to Jerry Cober, who was the founding person who made the Memorial Day concert a possibility. His wisdom, his entrepreneurial skills took off and made this something very special for the American people. And so we're grateful, and we're going to remember you, Jerry.
That's an amazing tribute, and you do a lot of work with NYFD and the NYPD as well. Did you want to talk a little bit about that?
I think, many years ago, way back in 1984, I was in the Paralympics in New York, and the NYPD and the firemen of New York befriended me. And I was a little green behind the ears and knew very little. And these men took me in as a family, and we became very close. I kept the connection up, and as we all know what happened in 9/11, and I sung at 67 funerals for those men and women.
Wow.
So the heartbreak was like family, and I've never forgotten their generosity, their kindness, and their family sense of community to me. So they always have a place in my heart.
That's absolutely incredible, and it shows that it's an emotional thing for you. There's a real connection there.
There is a real connection, but this is a great country, and coming here has enhanced my life. And the country embraces you, but the country is not a country without its people, and the people are what make it. And the generosity, kindness, good nature, and willing of acceptance of a mad Irishman. Yeah, full kudos to this great country.
And last thing, so you've performed for presidents, for popes. What has been all over the world? What has been your pinnacle so far?
Wow, sometimes you have to stand back and look at all the performances and where you've performed, and one, things, special occasions come to mind. The memorial, 9/11 in Yankee Stadium, that was huge. President Reagan's funeral will be the soloist in the cathedral. That was in front of 38 million people, 30 presidents from all over the world. But none of that would have been possible without two great people in my life at the start, which were my parents. They were small people. My dad he was knee-high to a grasshopper. I think he was about 5'4", 5'5". My mother was a strong, powerful, directed woman. They instilled in me something that I don't think that I understood at the time, but somewhere along the way that will bust through, and I think they gave me the moral compass to do as best I could and to help people that needed help.
Awesome, that's incredible.
Protected by our military. You are here for us, you have our back, and you indeed raise us up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Russel Watson.
here with Russel Watson, who is performing tonight. Russell, what are you performing?
You Raise Me Up.
And why did you choose that song?
Well, the organisers chose the song, but it actually turns out that it's quite a poignant song to sing for me because of what's just happened back home in Manchester. So it's going to have an extra significance to me personally tonight.
And that was a little bit more personal for you, correct?
Yeah, because it's right on our doorstep. My wife and I were sat out in the garden that night having a nice quiet glass of wine, and all of a sudden we heard this massive thunderous bang in the background, and
wow,
had no idea what it was and what was happening at that specific moment in time, but yeah, pretty awful.
Yeah, and what was that like for you as an artist?
Well, as a dad more than an artist, I think it was, because the people that were specifically targeted were children, which I think further compounded the misery of that particular day, that evening.
Yeah.
You send your kids off to go and watch a pop concert in an arena, to be fair, that I've sang at lots of times myself, and you expect to be picking them up at the end of the night with smiling faces. Dreadful.
And what is there any message that you've taken from this that is a beacon of strength for you? Or hope?
I don't think I can take any strength or hope from what happened. I think that Manchester we're a resilient city. We're a close-knit community, and we'll fight hard to get back to normal again. But no matter what anybody says, resilience and strength, that is something that only comes with time. It's going to take a long time for our city to get over what happened earlier in the week.
Absolutely. And what is your takeaway? How are you getting through and moving on through this?
At the moment, it's too early to say how we're getting through it because I've got 2 girls myself. I've got 2 children, similar age to some of the people that lost their lives. So it's impossible to think about moving on from it at this stage. I think there's going to be a period of mourning in Manchester from the entire community for the people that lost their lives, and it's been a really emotional time. A lot of people in Manchester have taken it very, very personally and have been really incredibly upset by it. Not just myself, but everybody that's kind of linked to our city has felt this. It's never good when anybody is killed, or is killed certainly through terrorism. But when it's been specifically targeted at young people and children, not good.
Yeah. And so this song is dedicated to those people for you?
It'll be dedicated to the military of the United States who've lost their lives, and the people in the United Kingdom who've lost their lives overseas recently, fighting in wars and battles that haven't managed to get home to their families. But in my heart, it'll also be dedicated to the people that died in the Manchester bombing recently, and I'll be singing like I've never sung.
Awesome. We look forward to that performance.
Thank you,
Russ. Okay. All right. I'm here with Mary McCormack, and she gave a amazingly heartfelt tribute to her father, and
not my actual father. Although I would give a tribute to my father, who was a Marine. But no, I'm playing Jackie. I'm doing a piece in the words of Jackie Walton, whose father did pass away in the Vietnam War.
So, and your father was in the Marines.
Right, but he wasn't in combat, and he's alive and well.
Awesome.
Thank
yes, thank goodness. This piece, so it's extremely powerful. Where is that coming from for you?
Well, I think you can't read it without being moved. I mean, to think of all the families that suffer just worrying about their loved ones who are away in combat, and then to actually lose a parent at 6, or I think she was 8 when he was finally recognized that he was gone, is unthinkable for a little girl. I mean, I have 3 daughters. I can't imagine that loss for them.
And so you grew up in a military family.
No, my dad was a Marine and a proud Marine, but not for long. I mean, not as
Wasn't
a career.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all
yeah,
right,
yeah.
all right.
So I can't claim that.
Okay, but I mean, really, my father's in the service, and
Oh, yeah.
any, as
Oh yeah,
you
no,
know,
I mean,
any.
I know the songs and everything.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
certain rules in our house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Still a
and
Marine.
anytime it's a sacrifice for the family too, because they can be away for
Sure.
long
Yeah.
periods of time.
No, the
and
families. I mean, that's why I love that I got to be a part of this in any capacity. But to read a piece that's by a family member, you really realize that it's not just the soldiers; it's also everyone that's left behind, the Gold Star families, and how they need to be honored too, because they give the ultimate sacrifice as well.
Absolutely, it's not, as you said, it's not just that person. It's often, it's often everybody that loves them too.
Yeah.
So, pivoting for a moment, who else are you looking forward to seeing for the show?
Oh, I don't know. I think everyone. The list is pretty great.
Yeah, it really
I'm
is.
really psyched. Yeah.
Awesome. You just read a extremely touching piece. Did you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, well, it's why I'm here, is to help share Captain Avila and his wife Claudia's story. The captain was wounded very, very seriously, and he was in critical condition after an IED exploded under him while on tour in Afghanistan. And it's the story of perseverance and hope and love and faith in overcoming against all odds and with survival, and not only surviving but also persevering and living with another purpose in life, kind of a newfound purpose, which is remarkable.
And what does that mean to you? What are you taking from that perseverance?
Well, it's just so inspiring to me. I mean, most of all, it's just reminding me not to complain about anything. A headache or a little back pain I may have, and a bad day. And to really. It reminds me of how much potential we have. Just as human beings. I mean, the spirit of the human is just so profound.
It really
and
is.
These guys, Claudia and Luis, are like living testaments to that. So it's a real blessing for me to have this opportunity to meet them and to get to know their story and to be able to share that.
Absolutely. And then what else are you looking forward to in the show?
I'm looking to have the kind of a shared connection with a live audience.
Awesome.
I mean, in front of the Capitol, some amazing entertainment and songs and singers and talent, and to meet the veterans.
Yeah, the real life heroes.
To meet them. So that's what I'm really looking forward to the most.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I am here with Ana Ortiz, who just performed with Art. And what does that piece that you performed, what does that mean to you? It was extremely powerful.
I have to say this holiday, embarrassingly enough, has always just sort of been about a long weekend and, barbecues. And I don't think I've ever taken the time to really consider what it means. So being here and telling this story has really put it into perspective. And I want to let everyone know that this holiday is about so much more than that. And so if I'm learning that, and I will definitely have to spread that message. It's an incredible story. It's an inspiration to me that someone could fight so hard and still be so happy and positive and relentless. It's an incredible time.
Yeah, perseverance.
Yes.
And as Art was saying, it's really a testament to the power of the human spirit.
It really is. It absolutely is a testament to the power, the human spirit. This family has been through so much. Not only just the husband and wife, but the 3 sons, and they're all such a tight unit still. This can really split a family up, and this instead has made them that much stronger.
Awesome. And what does Memorial Day what does Memorial Day mean for you now?
Now, that's a great question, because I think now it really means that we have to honor and respect the sacrifice that these families are making for us every single day all over the world, and for us to be safe and secure here and live in this amazing country. So for me, it's been a real wake-up call this whole day and this whole experience, and I'm really glad for it.
Awesome. And I love that you're spreading that message now to everybody that is in your wheelhouse that
Yeah.
you're now. So thank you so much.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
so much, Anna.
Thank you.
I am here with Auli'i Cravalho, and we are here at the National Memorial Day concert for PBS. Welcome to Washington.
Thank you so much.
And you are performing the national anthem.
Indeed, I am. Yes. Whew.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, I am.
For rehearsals, you did absolutely amazing. I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Thank you so much. My prayers are answered.
And you actually come from a military family, correct?
I do. I've had many family members. I've had cousins, uncles, aunts who have served and who are currently serving right now. So being here in Washington, D.C. means a lot, and I know I'll be thinking of them when I'm performing.
Awesome. Is this your tribute to them?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I suppose it is.
That's so awesome. And you've had a whirlwind year the last year. How has that been for you?
It has been a whirlwind, certainly. Yeah, I'm 16. I've been able to travel to Singapore and London and wonderful places. Been able to meet amazing people like yourself. And
Oh, thank you.
I'm just really blessed. And now I'm here in Washington, D.C., and I am just really stunned at just how much has happened.
Well, as nice and amazing of a person as you are, you absolutely deserve it. So
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you, guys, and thanks. Thank you so much. I'm here with John Ondrasik from Five for Fighting, and we are here at the Memorial Day concert. So how does it feel to be doing this here in Washington, D.C. for Memorial Day?
You know, it's an honor. You know, anytime you sing for the troops and their families, especially on a day like Memorial Day, it's always special, and to tell them how much we love them and thank them for their sacrifice. You know, frankly, for me, every day is kind of Memorial Day, but, you know, we have these events and we celebrate this weekend, so it'll be great.
And you've done a ton of work with troops and the USO, which I come from a military family, so I really, really appreciate all your support and everything that you do for our troops. But where does that come from for you?
You know, back in the day, in the first Iraq War, I don't have any military in my family, but I was receiving letters from troops around the world listening to my music. You know, I listen to your song when you go out on mission or when we come back or to connect with home. And it really struck home with me how music can make a difference for our troops and their families. So we started going out with the USO and went to Gitmo, and every Five for Fighting record I'll write a song kind of about our troops and their story and the families. And you know, all our luxuries and freedoms we have are directly because of folks like you, our families, and our troops. And I think it's important for us artists to recognize that.
And that's, I got to tell you, that's really, really, really appreciated in that community. And it's such an amazing thing to do, to be able to give your gift to people like true life heroes, our troops. You know?
Exactly. You know, sometimes in our culture, the spotlights go to the wrong people. We kind of live in a celebrity-obsessed culture. When really events like this put the spotlight where it belongs, which is on our wounded warriors, our soldiers, and their families. You know, I don't think the families get enough credit as well. Sometimes they have a harder job than their troops themselves, as you know. So, yeah, these events put the spotlight where it belongs, and to sing a song like All for One that really, you know, talks about the camaraderie and the spirit of leave nobody behind, I think it's a fitting tune for this event.
It really is, and that song is absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it. Where did that come from? Was that from the troops? Was it unrelated?
You know, it's funny. I actually wrote that song for the 100th episode of Hawaii Five-O's season finale. But actually, that show, they do a lot of events with military, and there's kind of a lot of military love in that show. Right. And we went over to Hawaii and we did an event over there. And then I noticed that some of the troops and some family members were using the songs in home movies and videos. So we're like, hey, if this wants to be a song that's adopted by the military, it's great. It's an honor. And I do think, you know, it certainly fits the sentiment of the mission and the community of the military, and I think it's good to celebrate that.
Yeah, it is. It is literally a perfect song for an event like this.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I really appreciate it. I love your work. I'm a big fan of your work. So thank you for all you do for the troop community, and for all of us. So I am here with Renee Fleming at the PBS National Memorial Day concert. What will you be performing for the show?
Well, I'm singing a very special duet, and it's a version of God Bless America. I'm so proud to be here to share this with the audience and with the public with Captain Luis Avila. And the other number is a surprise.
Awesome. We cannot wait to see that. You were awarded the highest honor that an artist can in America, the National Medal of Art from President Obama. How does that feel?
Oh, well, because it's the highest award that we can get as artists in the U.S., of course, I was incredibly thrilled and honored. And the people that I shared it with, some of whom were friends of mine that year, every year it's an extraordinary gathering, and both the arts, the humanities, it's our culture, really. It speaks incredibly well to our culture.
It does. And what are you most excited about for the show besides your performance?
Well, I'm excited because my dad is coming again, and I know he is just going to be beaming and so proud. He's a veteran. All of my uncles were veterans, and I'm thrilled to share this with my family and to be here again. This is a very fabulous family atmosphere, actually, this event. I feel right at home this is my third time, I think, with this event. I'm thrilled to come back this year.
Yes, they're absolutely amazing. And last question is about music therapy. You're very involved with that yourself. Can you give us a little bit of information about that and how the work that you do with that?
Well, I've done a lot of research in the last 18 months or so to prepare for this event that we have at the Kennedy Center next weekend called Music and the Mind, and it's part of Sound Health. But basically we're trying to amplify, I choose that word on purpose, the work being done by researchers, neuroscientists, certainly by therapists, and in education. And music really makes a huge difference in our lives, more so than people understand and more than I knew. So both in terms of treatments, and certainly treatments for veterans, music therapy at Walter Reed is very important, but also working with children with autism and patients with Alzheimer's and so many other therapies. I was surprised to find out that our brains are so hardwired for music that music probably predated speech in human evolution. So these kinds of things, next weekend for a Friday night concert and all day Saturday, we will explore these topics. Awesome. With the NIH and the Kennedy Center. I think these two huge institutions coming together. It's very exciting.
Yeah, that is very exciting, and it truly is a testament of how powerful music is between all of us. Like as you said, spanning communication and time and everything. So thank you so much.
Make sure you get the hair right.
All right, there you go.